This is sort of where we start the challenge. So Marco's the data guy. I'm going to show you some data, but I'm like the emotions guy. So emotions and data, I'm the advertising guy. So what we have is 3/4 of Americans favor Medicare dental. You know, this is things, if you ask people, they want it, but they're not really they're not actively doing anything about it or talking about it. So it's this unengaged support. It's sort of like, I actually am very much in favor of organizing and cleaning my garage, but I'm not taking any action on this. So what you find is the garage is exactly the same year after year, despite my strong favorability for that. So that's sort of where we are. We've been working on this for, I think, three or four years. We began by doing lots of message development and testing, and came up with a couple messages that really got people from this, you know, generally like, well, yeah, I think it's a good idea, to, okay, I'm ready to do something. And one is this idea of, you know, we began by describing that the government doesn't think you have teeth, and it's sort of morphed into this idea of we have teeth and we vote. So the whole idea of, like, the last thing you tell a boomer is, hey, you know, you don't have teeth. No, I'm really young. I am so much younger. I look really young. I can say this as a boomer. So we're all deluding ourselves in a lot of ways. And then the other issue is it's what you paid for. So you're paying into Medicare, and guess what? You are shocked to find out, oh, there's a little small print that doesn't actually include your mouth. So that was all in theory. It was we did quant testing and qual testing, and then we did a pilot test in Orlando where we actually ran a little campaign. We wanted to get people to, like, either thank somebody that was in support of it, or urge action for somebody that had not committed to support adding dental to Medicare. And, you know, we wanted to see what would get people to sort of click on that and to send an email. And we found, you know, some messaging that did that. It worked pretty well. But it's, you know, we're basically battling with all the Russian bots and everybody else is sending email. So we wanted to, so in 2018 actually, we did a campaign in 3 states where, and parts of 2 states, so parts of Michigan, Eastern Tennessee, and then all of Iowa, and wanted to see if we could get people to do something more, to actually send in their toothbrush, or send in a toothbrush. It's apparently not legal to send in a used toothbrush because it has, it's biological. Anyways, but if you want to send that to Congress, that's okay with me. But the idea is that would be something that might get noticed, because it's like a way to say I have teeth, and they had messages on them and so on. And so we ran these campaigns, and we did events, we did a lot of digital work, and in the end, we got, you know, a lot of people saw the ads. We got a conversion rate that was 3 times bigger than average. By the way, let me explain what that circle is. This circle all the way to the right is the average total spent by each winning House candidate. So that's what one candidate spent to win in one district. The green dot represents what we spent in these 3 states to do this test. So it's not, you know, it was just a test to see if we could do something. What we found is, yes, we could get a lot of reaction and people could send a lot of toothbrushes. And it got noticed. One congressman in Iowa actually mentioned it, as it seems to be all this talk about Medicare dental. We also, one of the really interesting things is just asking the question, and I think Congresswoman Shalala was, you know, on this point, the importance of asking the question. So just asking candidates, so do you think dental should be added to Medicare? Not, you know, you support a particular bill or anything, but just the concept. And what we found is, you know, we had a lot of support. We had 1% opposed. So nobody's going out there saying, oh, no, I don't want to do that. So that's, to me, saying there's a real risk that politicians see by coming against this. But there's, you know, a large percentage that, you know, weren't able to get back to us over, you know, 12 or 14-week period, or that we couldn't reach. But a lot were for it. Now, the Democrats were made up more of the support than the Republicans, but there were Republican support. This is different than the public support, which is really 78% of Republicans favor adding the benefit and 89% of Democrats. So it's really it's not a political partisan issue at the voter level, and it's really not necessarily a negative positive, it's just the Republicans have not committed as much. We still have this website up of demandmedicaredental.com where we have all the senators and their positions, or their positions last we checked with them, which is 2018. We added the new senators that were elected, but we don't have their positions up. And I think this is the one piece we can continue to do in the future is just continually ask the question. So if you know your position, you have to have a position on this, and it's going to be published. That makes a difference. So that's my very quick 3 years in 4 minutes.